we weren't really.
You got it.
It's not even right there, is it?
It's easy.
Oh.
Just way off my range, and there's that.
Okay, I see.
But I do it years
Oh, yeah, I just found the front on the side.
I didn't know they had them, I thought you had them, and that was it. I didn't know.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, this caucus meeting of the City of Maple Heights, Ohio City Council is being called to order at 6:30 on November 5th, 2025. Clerk, please call the roll.
Jeanette? Jones? Present. Tatum?
Here.
Anderson?
Here.
Madden?
Present.
Stafford Marbury?
Present.
Agee?
Present.
Jackson?
Here. Tonight, Councilwoman Anderson has the invocation and the pledge. We have minutes to approve. We do have a special presentation by Councilwoman Stafford Marbury. Correct?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So legislation tonight, ordinance number 2025-76, amending section 240.05 of the codified ordinance of the City of Maple Heights requiring the council to approve all city monies expended for refurbishing of city buildings and offices for the purchase of office furniture, decorations, and amenities regardless of the amount of such expenses and declaring an emergency. Councilwoman Madden, would you like to say anything about this legislation?
Well, we've talked about this many times and it's been discussed, so not at this time. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else want to have anything to say? And moving on to 2025-86, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to approve editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as part of the various components, codes of the codified ordinance, to approve, adopt, enact, and to publish new matters in the update and revised codified ordinance, and to repeal ordinances and resolutions in conflict therewithin. This is on this second reading.
Council President,
Councilwoman Agee.
can Attorney Casola explain this?
Sure.
Good evening, Council. So this is on second reading. It's not being asked. It has no emergency clause on it. So this is a form that was sent to us by American Legal Publishing. We get every year, and they go through, and this is their looking at changes in the Ohio Revised Code that would affect local municipalities, and they will automatically update our local codes to match changes in the Ohio Revised Code. That's primarily it. It is not to be confused. Well, it does have some of our ordinances that we've sent along to them that we pass here locally. Those will also be added into it. But any other ones that we may pass where we change the codified ordinances, like the 220 rules, whatever, we periodically, me and the clerk will do it, send it to them. But this is a more comprehensive one to cover changes in the Ohio Revised Code. So,
Thank you.
Councilwoman Jones.
Attorney Casola, what budget does that come out of? Because council, if they change their rules and if we have to update any of the ordinances, we have a line item in our budget for that. So do you know where this is coming from? Is it from our budget?
well, this isn't a request for money. This isn't,
We
all
have to
this,
pay them to do this.
well, they automatically will make the updates. So yes, when it comes time for them to bill us for the codified ordinances, yes, we'll get billed, but I'm not the finance director. I can't tell you that. I don't know which line item it would come out of. It's a council expense.
You can send me, I'll tell you when.
Council President?
Hold on a second. Councilwoman Jones, is that you? Any of your questions for Councilwoman Stafford Marbury?
So this is something that, it comes out of the line item where we send to AM Legal that we already have a line item in council's budget for, is that correct?
I don't know, guys. I'm not familiar with your budget, so
But
I
we
don't
do this all
know.
the time.
But yes, as far as that, this is a regular
Thank you.
annual expense, and from my past experience of this community and others, it's in the council's budget. So I don't know, but we'll verify, the finance director can take a look at it.
Thank you.
It is in the council budget. I can't tell you what line item number. If you want, I can send that out in an email tomorrow. Give me a second while I write myself a note. Okay, resolution number 2025-88, a resolution authorizing the mayor, Director of Planning and Development and Housing Administration to make application to the Cuyahoga County Department of Development, Community Development Supplemental Grant Program, CDSG, for 2026, and authorizing the signing of contracts and other documents relevant thereof. Mr. Engelbrecht.
Yes, good evening, thank you. This ordinance would be part of the requirement for the city to submit for the grant funding, which would allow for us to do the exterior maintenance rent program within the year 2026. The program itself has been somewhat of a great success for the city. I say that because we've actually been copied by surrounding cities, Garfield Heights being the most recent one, copying pretty much the line for line what it is we do here to spread the grant program as best we can to throughout the city. So this is just that requirement. I did write a memo for this. I could read through it, but I figured that you guys are well aware of the CDSG requirements, that we've all seen the success of the program, and that this is the request of the department for this particular grant.
Questions? Councilwoman Jones?
Director, is this year 4 for this?
Yes, and every year we've helped about 40 households, sometimes more. This past year, or this year, we helped 44. And we also had an additional 27 who tried to apply but didn't get the funding because funds were already run out. So the need is there, and the program has been a success up until this point.
Any other questions?
Exterior grant program.
Pardon?
You talking about the exterior grant program?
Yes.
It's going to start sooner this year?
We'll see. We'll see. Once the grant funds are awarded and we know the HUD guidelines, because that's part of the requirement, at least with the city, we'll be able to put out the application so that folks can take advantage.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of based on when the county tells us we're going to get the money.
Yes, yes.
That kind of drives when we can actually start taking
Yes.
applications to award. And you would like to see this passed tonight?
Passed on emergency. Tomorrow is the day that this has to be turned in.
Any questions?
Sure. I'd like to be asked
Councilman Tatum?
I'd like to ask co-sponsor, please.
Any other questions? Thank you. Ordinance number 2025-89, the ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Caucus County for the rehabilitation of the McCracken Road Bridge 01.36 over Mill Creek in the city of Garfield Heights and Maple Heights. Mr. Rand.
Good evening, everyone. This ordinance will allow the mayor to sign a cooperation agreement with Cuyahoga County for the replacement of the McCracken Road Bridge over Mill Creek. This is very similar to the agreement that was entered into for the Lee Road Bridge over Mill Creek, which will be replaced next year. This project will not be constructed until 2028. But the plan preparation and all of the design work will be starting shortly. I think the important part to remember about this is, well, actually, there was a few people that actually contacted me about this because they were really not aware that this bridge was actually located in Maple Heights. And it is on the border of Maple Heights and Garfield Heights, and we probably have maybe about 100 square feet of that bridge. The corporation line actually slices through that bridge on a diagonal, so there's not a lot of it that is in Maple Heights, but there is enough of it that requires this agreement to be entered into. So this is actually a three-party agreement between Garfield Heights, Maple Heights, and the county. The important parts are there is no financial obligation on the part of the city. The plans will be prepared by the county, most likely by a consultant that they will hire, but the construction will also be administered by the county. So it'll be, to that end, it'll be identical to what's going to happen on Lee Road. You know, we will have some administrative cost coordinating, you know, traffic control and things like that with, you know, with our police and fire. But as far as any type of inspection or engineering work, that is being undertaken 100% by the county. It's paid for 100% by the county. So if there's any questions at this point, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions? Councilman Jeanette.
Yeah, as a co-sponsor.
Okay. I'd like to ask the co-sponsor for us in District 3.
Anyone else? And we need to have this passed.
So the county has asked that we return this as soon as possible. If we could pass it on emergency this evening, that would be great. They would certainly appreciate that.
Thank you. Ordinance number 2025-90, ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into professional service municipal engineering consulting contract with engineer Matthew Jones, assistant engineer Ed Wren, James Sheen, and their engineering firm, Chagrin Valley Engineering, effective January 1, 2026 through December 2026. This ordinance is on its first reading.
Let me jump in first, Council. So we made a revision this morning and sent it out. So the engineer is appointed by the mayor. There's no need for council approval because it's not a department head. So we just revised this ordinance to show you that there was a resolution by the mayor appointing the three. Matt Jones will be the engineer, Ed will be assistant engineer till August, and then Mr. Shea, I always forget his first, Jim Shea will come in after August. But anyway, so that part's done. This is just their request for payment for their services, which is up to you. And it is on first reading. We expect 3 readings, but for details, I'll turn it over to Ed.
Great, thank you very much, and thank you, Frank, for the introduction. As most of you know, I have served as the city engineer for Chagrin Valley Engineering in Maple Heights since 2008. I'm actually a lot older than I look, and I am in a position where I will be retiring under PERS in August. So to that end, I will no longer be an employee of the city after August 1st. What we've strived as a company, let me take one step back. I'll still be around as an employee of Chagrin Valley Engineering, certainly supporting the company in their role as the engineers here in Maple Heights. What we've always strived to do at Chagrin Valley Engineering is to maintain a consistency of service. It takes a long time for a new engineer to enter a community, become familiar not only with the personalities, but all of the streets and all of the infrastructure that's associated with this. Fortunately, this is not the first city that I've done this with. I was actually in the village of Oakwood for 30 years, and I transitioned out of that position only because I am trying to step back a little bit. In 2024, I was no longer a partner at Chagrin Valley Engineering, and that's one of the other things that we always strive to do is put a partner in the firm, also in the position of representing the city. It makes it easier to get immediate answers to council or to the mayor when questioned on a subject. If you ask me a question right now about a contractual issue with Chagrin Valley Engineering, I'd have to go back to my bosses and say, can we do this? So we always strive to have a partner in the firm who can make that decision on the spot. And that's Matt Jones, who is one of the partners at Chagrin Valley Engineering. Matt and I have actually worked together since 1998, when Matt was either an intern or a fresh graduate. We actually worked together in Oakwood. 2 years ago, Matt became the village engineer in Oakwood, and it was really our first experiment with this transition role. And again, I still back him up on occasion, only because I have that institutional knowledge. There's a lot of things that happened 25 years ago that honestly I'm the only guy that knows about. And it's a great resource. So we're striving to take that process, that protocol, and applying it towards Maple Heights. Matt's been working with me at least all of this year and probably about 6 months of last year. And as you know, we've developed really a very successful protocol on our grant applications, securing outside funding, and that's really one of the most important things that we do. Matt's been involved with this now on a step-by-step basis throughout 2024, and we felt that the transition should probably happen on the first of the calendar year, only because there's a lot of contractual agreements with outside agencies that have to be made with the city engineer and the entities, and it's really difficult to change those mid-year. So as Frank had indicated, Matt will be named as the city engineer as of January 1st. I will be his assistant, so you'll still get to see a lot of me. I'll work as his understudy. And then after August 1st, I will step out of that role, but I will likely still be an employee of Chagrin Valley Engineering, at least on a part-time basis. So I'm not leaving, but we just want to make sure that we provide that proper transition so that we continue to offer excellent service to the city. So if there's any questions, Matt and I can answer those right now.
So Madam Councilwoman Jones, and then Councilman Jeanette.
Matt,
Yes.
are you prepared to fill the shoes of Grand Genius?
I don't want to inflate his ego too much, if that's okay, but yes. No, Ed did mention that I've been working in Oakwood as the village engineer since '24, but prior to that, I was also the city engineer in Brunswick for 10 years. I was there from 2015 to 2024. and I remain as the assistant there. And you know, we assist Brunswick in a lot of the same ways at Sugar Valley that we assist Maple Heights in going after a lot of the same types of grant monies. So I do have a lot of familiarity with that. And again, you know, the beauty of it is, Ed's not going anywhere. He might think he is, but he's not going anywhere. So we'll still have him around, you know, to use as a resource going forward. You know, if there's anything that's particular to Maple Heights that maybe I'm not familiar with, you know, we still have that institutional knowledge. We'll have continuity of service for you.
Councilman Shadette?
No, I was saying, so it sounds to me, Ed, you will be able to share information with Matt, bring him up to speed, know what's going on, you know, what's important around the city. I mean, with District 1, I know there's a lot of infrastructure work going on in District 1 and a lot of things we need in District 1. So he'll know about District 1 and some of the things that's going to need to happen in District 1. So I'm sure that's going to be on Matt's plate regarding District 1.
Yeah, for sure. And,
Okay, thank you.
and we have, you know, we have a system in place. Obviously, all of our files are available to anybody in the company, but there's the intangibles, like Matt said, things that I know where the skeletons are in the community, right?
Yes.
And really, that's why Matt's been working with me. Many of you have met him already. He's been at council meetings, planning and zoning meetings, some of your block meetings. You know, he is obviously, since he's been around since '98, he's not that young, but he is younger than me. But he does have a lot of experience. In fact, there's a lot of issues that I will turn to Matt for, you know, advice or answering questions that are specific to engineering issues. We do that a lot in the company. But when it comes to Maple Heights, obviously, I probably have more institutional knowledge than, you know, anybody in the company.
For sure.
And that's where, you know, what we've been doing all year is Matt's been involved in every grant application, you know, so that we have at least one season under his belt. You know, it's a yearly process, you know, and we've been through the same legislation. You know, how many Northeast, how many Southwests have we gone through? And that's really the protocol that we've set up. And Matt's aware of it now. He knows exactly which grants are due when, so that we can continue that seamlessly. And that really is the whole goal of what we're doing. And then, like I said, for 6 months, 7 months, I'll still be there. And even into 2027, I'll still be there. So if there's any questions, or, you know, if there's any, you know, reminders that, hey, this is when we do this. But, and I know that you guys are all familiar with some of the other players at our company. You know, we have a very good team. You know, all the success that we've had in Maple Heights, although I'd like to take credit for all of it, really isn't me. I'm like the guy behind the green curtain. But we have a team back at the office that, you know, that will also work with Matt, continue to work with him. So you're in good hands.
I appreciate that, Ed. Thank you. Thank you for helping District 1.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Ordinance number 2025-91, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept and enter into a subscription order form and 1-year service agreement from January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 with Online Solutions LLC, Citizen Serve, for 11 users to access the used Citizen Serve software in the building department, including setup, training, implementation, and data migration at a total cost of $27,299.98, with the annual service fee of $19,800 thereof, and accept the grant from the First Suburbs Consortium, the amount of $27,299.98 to cover the cost of the first year of the service agreement. Director Engelbrecht.
Yes, thank you. So regarding Citizen Serve, the city did use this program before. And there was a decision made, I don't know if it was before I came in, to switch from Citizen Serve back to a program that the city was using, which is City Force. City Force is part of the city's current contract, I believe, with City Bill. Citizen Serve is a system that a huge majority of the cities within the county are currently using. Around us, some of the cities that are using it include Shaker, Warrensville Heights, Bedford Heights, University Heights. In total, there's about 28 municipalities within the county that use the system. The county is making a push for all cities within the county to use the same system, so a regional system, which will eventually be able to be accessed by everybody within the county. So if you're a contractor in one city, you register in one city, that username and password that you use to register if you are a contractor could be used in another city. That's what the county's hoping to build out towards, but it's not there yet. Once all cities are in play, likely that's when the change would be made. But in regards to the system itself, I used it previously in my former role as Housing and Community Development Director in University Heights. The system itself is not that hard to build out, and it's also it's okay when it comes to the actual training, because the folks at Citizen Serve actually do live, if it's Zoom or Microsoft Teams. We set times and days during the week where we do the training one-on-one, and any questions that we have for them, they answer immediately, and also when it comes to the build-out, since we're interacting with them, the build-out itself is exactly what the city wants, or exactly what the building department wants. Some of the differences between Citizen Serve and City Force include the details. So, say for example, with City Force and Citizen Serve, you can pull the same basic reports. You can pull reports that deal with code compliance, you can pull reports that deal with point of sales in a particular month. With Citizen Serve, the data is very detailed, so it's a bit different. I could pull a report or request a report from Citizen Serve, which would detail the type of permits that were pulled within a certain ward in the city within a certain week. That's not something that you could do with the current system. So it's a bit more detailed, and it's the system, again, that the county is moving towards. The county is providing a grant for the first year, which would cover the $26,000. After that, the city itself would be on the hook for paying the fee, the yearly fee. Let's see, and that's pretty much it, if you have any questions.
Any Councilwoman Jones?
So Director, the historic information that we have already on City Force, is that able to be uploaded into or downloaded into Citizen Serve?
Yes, that's something that we've actually talked about. We've contacted City Force already to begin the backup of the historic information that we have. Citizen Serve itself, again, has a system that's already in place that was built up by the city previously, and there's some information that they already have of ours that they have access to. So they know the properties, they know the type of system that we're looking for.
Any other questions? And this is on first read.
Yes.
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 Okay. Thank you. That's all the ordinance and legislation we have. There is one expenditure over $10,000. And that's our agenda for tonight. Caucus ends at, I don't know what. 7 o'clock. We'll take 5 minutes and we'll start council meeting.
Excuse me for all my mess that I'm bringing up.